Hello, this is Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. Georgia is with family today. Um, I'd like to talk about the danger of what's going on at the Pentagon. The Pentagon. Pete Hegseth has been there for a few days now, and he's been focused on retribution against General Milley. He's been focused on getting rid of celebrating. The Pentagon will no longer be recognizing Martin Luther King's birthday or Black History Month. In addition, obviously, to any DEI incentives. I think that's going to cause a problem because if Donald Trump goes on the warpath, what are you going to do without African American soldiers that you've been insulting? What are you going to do without women that you don't want there? What are you going to do with, say, people who don't feel like fighting for us when we are the aggressor? You're going to have. I can't imagine why anybody would sign up for the Army at this point unless they were diehard Trump fans and want to try to imperialistically expand the country. But, I mean, I'm sure that what's going on in the Pentagon is going on everywhere. Okay? In essence, promote white supremacy. Don't even give in to a notion that there's anything to be celebrated about, say, being black. And it's obvious I'm not black, okay? I'm also not a white supremacist. I think Donald Trump is proof that white supremacy is a myth. But it's dangerous to be alienating all these groups if you need a fighting force, and that's what makes me afraid of a future draft. The fact, it's not even that these things are being done as much as it is how fast they're being done at the Pentagon, who's supposed to keep all of us safe, not just white supremacists. Okay. They also have kicked out news outlets from the Pentagon area, the press room, such as the New York Times. They're inviting in Breitbart and the New York Post. The New York Post is maybe one of the most shameful newspapers in the world. It is basically the equivalent of Russian propaganda. And they are perfectly aligned with blaming anything that is a result of what Trump does on DEI and people with disabilities and whatever other stupid thing they come up with. So the news that we're going to get from the Pentagon is going to have a far-right slant. Okay? In fact, the news that we get out of our government for the next 4 years is to be totally not believed. I hate to say it. I mean, even something that would be like right in front of our face and they admit to it, I don't even know if I believe it. I don't believe in this government. I've seen already too much of Donald Trump shielding his bad decisions by blaming marginal groups, especially after the plane crash that we had. It's just one threat after another, and trying to quietly push this onto the American people before we're totally indoctrinated. This is fascism. There's no doubt about it. And the sooner that we try on the left to come together to show these groups that all is not lost, the groups that are being penalized for being black, for example, or being trans. There aren't even many trans people. I don't understand the absolute hatred of. I don't understand the hatred. I don't get it. I really don't. But don't trust the Pentagon for the next 4 years for sure. And let's just hope that we all survive this. I don't think I'm overreacting. I think people who say that the left is overreacting, some of them are. But like a person like myself, I think it's justified based on what I've seen so far. I think only a real fascist would say, hey, you're overreacting, or get a grip. If you are in the group that's totally frightened by the last 2 weeks, realize that you're not alone. This is Phil, and I hope to see you again soon.